Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? I'm opening this tweet because I thought it was an interesting reflection. Did I mention this already or not? I think not, right? March 7th. That was last Friday. I pasted this yesterday and I didn't cover it. But I don't know if the previous week I did. Anyways, I can read it again. Yeah, because I'm continuing yesterday. Yesterday I was like this, and a couple of these I didn't touch on. This one and my Madrid places. So yeah, I was like continuing this today, and yeah, not. Ah yeah, and also planning next week. I'm going to write it so I don't forget. Well, planning, like thinking about it and getting some ideas of what I could do, or more than could, like what should I do. I'm going to write the things that I think about. Sell second hand. Well, upload. Maybe I don't sell them. Okay, well, Monday, trial. Then sell second hand. Data backups, etc. Get my laptop going and cycle through it. Cycle through the battery. And start thinking about packing or something like that. Right? Thinking about packing and maybe take advantage and throw shit out. In my case, nothing much happened. Had a call with my mom, but that's it. Yeah, not like just one day, right? So I had risotto yesterday. I wanted to. I had it. Fungi, like, yeah, pilze, setas, mushrooms, mushroom risotto. It was decent. I don't tend to like mushrooms, but I think I'm getting kind of accustomed to them. And yeah, I ordered a mushroom risotto. It was nice. For example, mushrooms in pizza. I don't know. I don't feel like they add that much, but mushrooms in a mushroom risotto, like the mushrooms give a lot of umami flavor to the risotto, and like the broth is very flavorful. So I think there it makes sense. In a pizza, for example, I never feel like they add anything interesting. Like the flavor is not really there. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try one just to try it out. Maybe one day I'll order the carbonara, the regular carbonara, which has mushrooms. I don't know. You plan on doing so much? I am all. I haven't even cleaned all of my rooms. In a friend of mine visited a week ago. We'll see how it goes. Like before that, like before, I not planned but intended on doing even more, right? I intended on going to also, this I also do. I do intend going to Madrid and buying pants. There are like a pair of pants that I want to get. Yeah, but it has to be after tomorrow, so yeah, I will have to think about it. Maybe I can just simply go get them and come back. Quick endeavor, quick errand, you could say. Quick, like in because just going and arriving is like 3 hours. But yeah, it's something like I can do after breakfast and before lunch, you could say, or well, or after lunch before dinner, more like that. But yeah, I planned, like not planned. I intended on doing much more. I intended on like going kind of like 2-3 times a week to a restaurant and trying new restaurants in Madrid out. That was like my intention from like January onwards. The problem is that while January itself, I kind of did that, and the weather came through. Last weeks of March have been so rainy. February has been pretty cold, and I had like a couple of tests. Like I had all of the B2 important tests or whatever. So couldn't really do that, or like wouldn't really do that. So yeah, I don't know. Now that the exams are over, I intended to do it, but the weather doesn't seem like it's going to come through. Plus, the money is also not there. Yeah. Even though, well, money is back there, I guess. Because my dad paid for my all of my backpacks and all that, and all for the plane tickets, which were most of my expenses. So yeah. I want to get some stuff from an Asia shop that I like, but I don't feel like driving an hour just to buy a few things and instantly drive back. Yeah, my mom does that. Well, no, she doesn't drive. She doesn't like driving, or she's afraid or whatever. But she does that. She goes like 1 hour and a half to Madrid, then comes back to our home just to get a couple of things in like Asia markets. She doesn't go just to one. She goes to like the Chinese market and then to like a specialized Japanese shop. But the specialized Japanese shop is like so fucking expensive. Like they have insane markups on everything. So yeah, she does that because yeah. For example, for the pair of pants, I'm going to have to do that, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I take the tram, but you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fahren, right? Yeah. Let's add a couple of. These are like the things that I actually intend to do. I do intend to start thinking about, even though this is like relative. I do intend to start. Well, yeah, I do plan on doing, not intention, like actually doing it. Same with this. I already have the pictures taken. I just have to upload them to the website. This data backups, etc. I have already. I've bought like a hard drive, one of these Iron Wolf hard drives. I've bought one of those enclosures for a hard drive. I've even bought like a pen drive, 512 gigs in this small pen drive. Cool, right? And I guess the crown jewel, this is so fucking expensive. This was like 200 or 300 euros. 4 terabytes portable SSD. This is some good shit. This is also 4 terabytes, but like hard drive. And yeah, I intend to have some redundancy, etc. But yeah, I guess this is going to be like used more often, and this is like for, I don't know. This is basically to bring the things that I have here in Spain to Germany and not have to like. Okay, I could actually do that. Let's see. Think of how to connect to my Spanish computer remotely from Germany without telling my brother to turn on the PC. And alternatively, set it up so that my brother or my parents can turn it on. That's also an alternative. If I really need some files for my computer or whatever, I can just tell them, hey, can you turn it on? My brother does that. He has something installed, like TeamViewer or something like that, and he will tell me, yo, can you turn on my computer? And like 30 minutes later or whatever, I see the WhatsApp and I turn it on. I wanted a bigger one, but yeah, 512, I think it's decent. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for, to be honest. I think mainly movies, right? Just so I don't have to carry like a 4 terabyte SSD around. I have to think about like what things do I want redundant, what things I wouldn't mind losing, right? For example, movies, right? I'm going to download them to Germany, to have them in Germany, and I'm going to pirate the shit out of everything to carry to Germany, already pirated. But in the event that I were to lose them, it's like I'm not going to back up. Like I'm not backing them up to have like more security copies or like whatever, right? To spread information. No, it's like just so I can carry it. So it's a backup technically because I have it in this computer, but like I wouldn't mind deleting it from my computer and like moving it and like re-downloading it if I were to need to re-download something piratey or whatever, right? But other things I do want to back up. For example, my photos, all of the photos that I've taken ever. I do want that backed up somewhere. Right now, they only live, they are spread between original hard drives and my like 4 terabyte hard drive that I have here. So I do want to copy all of those pictures and put them in the new one, right? So I have all of my pictures twice or 3 times or 4 times, right? That I do want to do. But yeah, for example, movies or I don't know, downloads, for example, things that I have downloaded, PDFs, random images, whatever. I don't mind. Like I like having them. I like having them backed up. Or I like having them, but I don't need to have them twice, right? But maybe I do back them up just in case, right? Documents, for example, from when I was a kid. I think those I would back up. I have to think about these things because then I start thinking and I'm like, but my downloads folder contains so much history, right? And I'm like, I would like to keep it. But I don't know if my uncle is paying for the service. Probably yes. My brother doesn't pay. Maybe because he doesn't pay, it can't turn on your computer. Maybe. I think also it's not TeamViewer. I think it's another one, but it's similar, right? It does the same thing. I think it's one that can go a step before, right? So that you only have to turn on the computer and it starts working already when the computer is locked and you just have to like press your code, but it works from there, I think. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what he's using. We use something called Ninja One. I don't know if it does cost something. I'm going to write it down here. Hanyo Uncle Ninja One. My brother, I think it's called AnyDesk. That name came to me for some reason, AnyDesk, but I'm not sure if it's actually that or if I'm confusing it with something. Staubfest. Wasser- und staubfestes Design. Schutzklasse IP65, das sie auf allen ihren Abenteuern begleitet. Speichern, bearbeiten und organisieren sie große Foto- und Videobibliotheken mit rasanter Geschwindigkeit. Nice. Stoß. Solid-State-Kern hält Stürze aus bis zu 3 Metern Höhe aus. Should I drop it? No, I'm not going to try. But yeah, I think this one, for example, this is like an internal hard drive. This is probably more delicate. I'm still going to carry it to Spain. Sorry, from Spain to Germany. But yeah, I guess I will I don't know. Probably maybe I will keep this same case to carry it. That's actually a good idea. Let me not forget it. Data backups, etc. Don't forget not to throw away the packaging just in case. Like maybe I just put it within clothes. That's probably like my guess of how it's going to go. But since I'm going to have so many things within clothes, for example, my audio converter, this kind of mic, I don't know. I'm also not sure if I can take the fucking mic stand. Maybe those things I will have to get on Amazon, for example. This microphone is like 100. The mic stand, what is it, maybe 20? I don't know, maybe that's not worth, I don't know. I think it was like more expensive than 22. Oh, 1 second, Google Trip, and apparently AnyDesk is AnyDesk and a remote service. Lol. Okay, I'm going to add another note, but this is personal. Review. Laptop cycle, considering packing. I guess the problem with this thinking about packing is that it's a category that's very broad. Because I have like thinking of things that I could throw away, which is the thing that I wrote below. It's like, where do I put each thing? What do I take? Well, first is what do I take? Then is where do I put it? Then is with the things that I don't take, what do I do? Which would be kind of take advantage and throw shit out. I guess let's do that. Thinking about packing, doing it right now. Priorities. 1. First priority, right? What do I take? Then 1.1 or 1.2 is like, where do I put what I take? Where do I put what I take? Or I guess they are kind of like parallel, right? It's like I cannot take it if I cannot put it anywhere. So the constraint is like double, right? But yeah, I guess it could be like a sub or like a above. It's around. Then 2, with what I don't take, what do I do? But yeah, this is inherently lower priority because who gives a fuck after all, right? If I sort the thing above, I'm done, right? It's like I can go. Then with the things below, it's like it would be nice if I get to it, but I give less of a fuck. So yeah, I should figure out how much can I put in. What do I want to take? For example, I want to take my camera. I want to take Okay, no, thank you. I want to take because I pointed to the fucking audio interface. I said I want to take the camera. I want to take the audio interface. But when I pointed to it, I hit it and I fucked up something up. Yeah, I want to take the audio interface. I want to take a Swiss Army knife. I want to take. Yeah, there are things that I want to take. I want to take the hard drives that I mentioned, etc., etc. But also there are things that I have to take. For example, the clothes, right? I have to take some clothes, but within clothes there are some that I want to take, there are some that I have to take. So yeah. Maybe I could also think of things that I don't have to take. For example, maybe I don't have to take the classic things that you take on a trip, right? Toothpaste, because I will just get it there, right? Or I don't know. But usually they are also useful to take. But yeah, maybe I can consider like minimizing the space that those take and maximizing the space of the things that I want to take, and then reorganize. For example, I have cable organizers, travel cable organizers, and I could just like fill them with the cables that I want, and then back there I trim them down back again and leave them at the apartment or whatever. Let's see. Random thoughts that are coming up. Random thoughts coming up. Cable organizer, travel things. It's like travel things. Oh, another thing that I have to do, I guess, is like tickets. It's like short tickets, coupons, or whatever. No, yeah, papers, etc. Well, sort important documents first. Sort. Well, I'm going to put them in the same category. Sort important documents. Then also tickets, papers, memories, whatever, right? And scan them, right? Sort means aka scan. Yeah, like I don't know, organize plus scan. Scanning is important because I'm not going to take every paper, but I want to scan and or copy. For example, my Steuernummer, I have it here. Persönliche Identifikationsnummer. Bundeszentralamt für Steuern. I have this here, and this is a copy, but I'm going to take the copy, right? I'm going to leave the thing, but I also want it scanned just in case. I don't know. Sort of overwhelming looking around. There is so much stuff that I have. On the floor too. Then behind me even more. I know you didn't, but better not to show the number on stream, I think. Yeah, just in case I didn't, but I'm going to give some clues. It starts with 10. Wait, what is this, by the way? Identifikationsmerkmal.de. Suchbegriff. Wie komme ich an meine ID-Nummer? Viola, the fuck? Mustermann. Erika Mustermann. I watched a video about Erika Mustermann the other day. Elektronische Steuererklärung. Einführung der Allgemeinverfügung. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to drop it to Claude. Control J. What do these documents say? They're about the Steuernummer, I think. Objections. Oh, okay. In my case, it's not a lot, but I am still too lazy to do anything about it. I always use Mark Mustermann or Testman and similar names. Mark Mustermann. I don't get this it made me think of like maybe I should check. Let's see. Let's write something like, I don't know, important documents. Stoja Numa. Maybe like I have the number here, right? So it shouldn't be a problem, I guess. But I don't know, just in case, maybe I don't know, maybe check my student email, because there is maybe I have some information there that I don't remember, but I don't think someone sent me anything, and I don't think I would have written my student email on like the official German government shit, because I don't know. It's like I kept the thing because I remember someone saying, in case you go to Germany, remember to do the Anmeldung and the Abmeldung, like when you go away, do that. And I think I did it. And like they also said, yeah, the Steuer number is forever. They told us that back then as well. And I'm like, okay. And so I kept them just in case, right? But I don't know, maybe I did something wrong or whatever. I hope not. Okay, now back to the thing. Let's change topics. I will think about this during the week. Tomorrow I have the trial or whatever, so maybe I should also look at some next JS things right now, or like, I don't know, before bed. We'll see. But for now, I'll check this tweet. Brian Johnson tweeted, "What if you were all alone on Earth? What would you do?" And I thought it was an interesting question. I'm bad at keeping stuff like that, so I usually just leave it with my mom, since she has some folders for that stuff. Yeah, my mom does as well. But I also have my own set of folders here, like with the car information and the back information and all these things. But I also have like 4 or 5 or 6 different email accounts, and like I've used, not all of them I use for every important thing, and I don't exactly remember which of my emails is on which government, for example, this kind of things, right? Or on which company or which bank. So for yeah, so I don't know. It's not all like super organized. I mean, I kind of do have an idea, but also not really. I don't know. Anyways, back to this. I thought it was an interesting question. What if you were all alone on Earth? What would you do? I've thought of this question several times. Yeah. And yeah, I replied here and I said, yeah, when I used to be young, my answer was so clear. I would just drive cars until I ran out of gas, etc. That was something that I thought of, right? I was like, if I was the only person in the world, I would just drive cars, right? Because the roads would still be there. I guess the gas supply would still work. I guess it's like if you tried to put gasoline, it would work, right? And I would just drive. And no one would be there to tell me that I can't use their car, so I would just take their car. That was what I used to think. And then I said that I still think I'd do that. To an extent, I think I still would do that. But also there are more things that I consider right now, right? And also it doesn't influence, I guess, my view of the world as it is, right? Because the world as it is not what I would do with no one else around, right? So now it's like, what would be the point then, right? And I think that about many things, right? I know I would do some things, but I also would think at the same time, what is the point, right? Yeah, I know what you mean, lol. I usually just keep to my main email, but then my uncle gave me like 3, 4 more, so I now use some of them for stuff, depending on where it is. Yeah, the emails that I got given, for example, the university one or the blah, blah, the whatever one, I think I don't use them because I knew from the get go that they were like company email, university email, right? So they wouldn't be useful for me. Like I may the possibility of me losing access was very real, but the university still has like a lot of things that I signed up for on that email because they were like university specific things, but also things that yeah. Well, I just don't do things, and I can't tell you. It's not really that interesting at this point. I don't know. For example, video games or whatever, right? It's like I guess I also would play video games. It's like who gives a fuck, right? I can just literally, if there is no one else around, might as well enjoy what the people who no longer are here have done, right? For example, create these video games or whatever. I guess I wouldn't be playing multiplayer, right? But there are plenty of single player to play. And for example, if I could get some version of the internet going or like I'd figure out some archival or whatever, I mean, probably Steam would shut down, I guess. I don't know. But if I was like, if the internet kept working for some reason, right? It's like if we're thinking of not like extreme survival situation, but like for some reason, things keep working without humans, which is a big assumption and a not realistic one. But to an extent, it's like it's good, entertainable, right? I guess, for example, books would remain. I could read books until the end of time, right? And I probably wouldn't ever run out of books. Like just in my house, there are a lot of from my father, right? He has a lot of books. But also, I know where my library is, like my local library is. If there was no one around, I could just walk into there and read their books. And there are a lot, and it's my local library. I could walk for 8 hours, which is a lot, but still, no one is around to bother me about it. So, and I can stop at any place in the middle to rob some food. So I could go to Madrid and go to the libraries there. Arsenic. Once at my corporate job, we had a nice icebreaker activity with the question, what food would you bring if you were going to be all alone in an island forever? A colleague said arsenic. He couldn't bear the idea. Funny answer. Okay, let's go to the post. I used to think I would choose to end my life if I was ever in this situation. Like if I knew with 100% certainty that all humans were gone forever and it was just me left. But now I don't know. Maybe I would choose to stay. I used to think a lot about the question why live? Not in a depressed way, but as a thought experiment. Why am I here? Why do I stay? What is the point of anything? What makes the challenging parts of life worth it? I used to think the point was other people, connection, hugs, long talks, shared experiences, belonging. But even if all that went away, I think I'd find it hard to leave behind all of the other things I find extraordinarily beautiful and mysterious about being in the world. Things like birds and ocean waves and sunsets and spider webs and feeling the sun on my shoulders. Still, I think I would get very lonely. I'd have books and memories, but I'd struggle with these one-sided connections. I don't think I would feel fulfilled. I want to be loved. I want to love and be loved. I want to hear and be heard. So I don't know. But I think it's a great question. Yeah, interesting, right? My answer was to this. I think I've evolved to be closer to where you began. When I used to be young, my answer was so clear. I would just drive cars until I ran out of gas, etc. I still think I'd do that, but now I feel like I'd reached the point of giving up sooner. I don't have a car or a bike, so for me. But does your neighbor have a car and a bike? They do, right? You can just take their car and their bike and or their bike. You couldn't take the train, that's for sure. But well, it's not. Let me tell you, it's not that hard. And the main problem of trains is that they take a long time to break, and you don't know what's ahead unless someone tells you. So yeah, it would be kind of dangerous to drive a train, and like you would reach another. Like the problem is that you would probably reach another train, right? The tracks would not be empty, so you couldn't ride the tracks all along. You would have to drive a train, and then you would have to brake really quickly, right? There are protocols, by the way. You could drive a train. Like the protocol is like 40 kilometers per hour if it's like good weather and you can brake. In 40 kilometers per hour, you can kind of brake within sight distance. But there is like a kind of driving called Aufsicht, which means, yeah, it's like that, right? And I think the limit of that is like 40 kilometers per hour. But in bad situation, bad weather, etc., it's like Schrittgeschwindigkeit, like walking speed, right? I would drive for 20 minutes, cry, and probably die right there, since no medics, lol. I mean, I don't think you would crash, because there's no one to crash with, right? It's like if you are afraid, you probably drive very slowly. I, for example, think I could crash, because I would get overconfident, right? I would be like, fuck it, I'm alone. No one bothers me. I'm going to go all fucking out. And then in the first corner, I would like drift away. But if you're afraid, you wouldn't. It's like you would probably take longer than me, but you would actually get there, right? You would go 50, 60 kilometers per hour, 70 kilometers per hour, right? Or like, yeah, actually probably like 40 or something. I think 40 kilometers per hour is like a speed where you, when you are driving afraid, it's like, it depends on the size of the road also. Maybe also, like there would be like a lot of cars stopped in the middle, I assume, right? So maybe actually 20 kilometers per hour, like dodging cars and all that. Yeah, but I would only have to mistake the brake and gas once and bam. I think in practice you don't mistake those. It's like if your neighbor's car is manual, I mean, if you don't already know how to drive, I think it's harder. I'm not sure if anyone has like learned by themselves how to drive in those kind of situations, right? In an apocalyptic type situation. I think most people who drive get taught how to drive. But I think it's still not that hard. Like, yeah, the problem is that changing gears is hard. Well, hard. It's tricky. But yeah, braking and accelerating, that thing is not super hard. I would look for a neighbor with an automatic car. I think those could be like, it's like those still jolt, but they jolt way less, I think. Like those would probably, like the jolting would be like when you're braking, because you would probably like press too hard or something like that. So you would be braking like this all the time. But then it's like you kind of start learning how to ease into it. That's like the main thing. To drive a car, I probably have to break into my uncle's home to get his keys, since I at least know what his car looks like, and it's automatic. That could be a good tactic. But yeah, a bike, it's like a step up from walking. Plus, if you have a bike, and like all the roads are still there, and the good thing is that now they are all for yourself, so you can just like bike full speed on like a motorway. That would actually be kind of fucking cool, to be honest. like these people who like the sport of like the Tour de France and all that shit, right? It's like they are like going all out. It's like you could do that. I wouldn't even know what gas to put in. I couldn't just look for any car since I have to find the keys among all my neighbors. True. I guess like what the assumption I started with is like I start with the assumption of I take my parents' car. I know the keys, etc. I use that car to go to a car dealership. And then in the car dealership, I look around in the building to the place where the car with the keys are, because they usually have like kind of a drawer with a lot of keys, and I would take those. And I would go like dealership from dealership, just taking trading cars around, or go to a rich neighborhood. For example, in my neighborhood, because it's not rich, the cars are not inside the house, right? They are outside, and you can't exactly guess which one is from which house. But in a rich neighborhood, the cars are inside the house. So and the gas question is easy, I guess. It's like you usually it tells you, like when you open the gas cap, it tells you no diesel, like diesel, or it doesn't say anything. I recently read that if someone of us would be teleported back to the past, they probably don't invent anything ahead of time since they don't know how it works or how to build it. I think I'd be one of those people. I don't know. I have studied engineering, so I think I'd be a little bit ahead, but I'm not sure how ahead. I know something about material science or something, right? So maybe I could be like, okay, steel. Do you guys know about it? It's like iron, but with more carbon, with coal. Right? Like if you mix it, it becomes stronger for some reason. But you have to put like a small percentage, not a lot. If you put a lot, it's no longer steel. It's called, yeah, kind of like cast iron or something. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to build a PC and code. But you could be like, okay, guys, have you thought about this? Instead of like writing language normally, you could just write things like if this happens, then this, and you could build a machine that does this. What do you guys think? And someone could be like, whoa, that's crazy, right? It's like, wait, I hadn't thought of that. And it's like, yeah, it's like if you use silicon, and someone's like, silicon? And you're like, yeah, you print like these things that could go like 1 or 0, and with you put a lot of those together, and then it's like with silicon you can make them like super small. So where do you guys keep the silicon? Who here knows how to? Where do you guys keep Wikipedia? like in the post, it was with people barely knowing fire. I mean, there, I think I could do pretty good advances. I could be like, bro, have you considered putting the round log, like rolling it and putting something on top, or some shit like that? Like, okay, yes, I know you have killed the bear. Have you considered wrapping the skin of the bear around your dick so that it doesn't flop around all the time? Or something. Or have you considered standing up? No, not that far back, I guess. Okay, have you considered burning the dead horse and then eating it instead of... Have you considered planting some of the things? Yeah, you put some water in it and you wait. The problem is you have to wait. But... Unga bunga, wait, kill. True. Have you considered not killing me? Yeah, I think that's basically what I had regarding being all alone. I have more thoughts, but yeah, essentially to sum up, I do think that many of the things I do are pretty pointless, I guess, or like it would be a pretty pointless thing, but I guess you don't run out of things to do. Like I wouldn't run out of books, right? That's for example an example, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't get tired of books. I don't know how tired I would get, how soon. That's the thing I don't know. Or how much I could enjoy nature, for example. How often could I walk around? Could I be asked to learn agriculture and to plant things? It's, I guess maybe you get used to like the flow of like, okay, I bake a little, sorry, I dig a little hole and I put some food in it and it grows, and then you wait for the season and it happens and you defend your shit from the animals. I guess in that cycle you don't really have that much time to read, so you actually look forward to reading a little book. I think I would roam around mostly, maybe, which maybe would be a bad idea, but damn, this guy is saying, damn, my first answer was to reply, I am alone on Earth. I guess unpacking that is my answer. Continue doing what I'm doing. As much as I crave content and touch, I would still have a life pretty much like the one I have. I guess this guy grows his own food or something. Probably die relatively quickly, I think. I don't think I would die quickly. Unless I gave up. I think I could learn how to, I don't know, it's like, hope no one is listening, but I don't think farming is that hard. Like conceptually or whatever, right? I'd probably hit the library. it's like with the knowledge in a small town library with mine, I could probably find out everything I need to know technically about growing food where I live. And yeah, it's like I would be at the mercy of the cosmos or whatever. And like the supply chain being all fucked up would hurt things. For example, maybe the books say, yeah, to grow foods, just use fertilizer. And I'm like, fuck, the fertilizer here has gone rotten or something. But yeah. I also think, for example, hunting a cow. Yeah, maybe I would die doing stupid shit like that. Hunting a cow, for example. Maybe I would try to hunt a cow and the other cows would like kick me or some shit like that. I already don't do a lot of stuff now. So when I would be alone, I probably wouldn't get motivation to start making food and stuff. I don't know. I think food does motivate me. It's like if I run out of ramen, like of ramen and military meals, like Spanish army meals, I would probably be like, fuck it, it's time to eat cows. I guess also there would probably be a lot of dead cows, so maybe I would die out of that, right? I'm too afraid to kill a cow, and I see that a lot of cows have died already and they don't seem to be rotten, but they are actually rotten, or they have like some bacteria that I don't know how to treat or whatever. Maybe that could happen. Like I die from like gastroenteritis or something like that. Right? Just shit on the crops. It's also fertilizer. Yeah, I was thinking something. When I thought of the cows, I was like, yeah, I probably like just use the cow shit. I think I would get used to it, right? I would get used to. I don't know. I would probably hit points of frustration, like this year's crops have been ruined by this rain. And then I would go to like the library to look up some books. What the fuck do I do if it rains or something like that? Or if it doesn't rain, something like whatever. Next thing, my Madrid places. If I had to make a list of what places do I like in Madrid, or like what are the things that I consider, like if I had to make a Madrid tour for someone else, what would I show them? I don't know, right? My university, I guess, right? My university. For some reason, my mind goes there, right? When I think of the city of Madrid, I think of my university. It's close to Lavapiés, which is like a neighborhood where there is like, it's kind of sus, and there is like a lot of Senegalese people and like African people for some reason. There are like also Bangladeshi and Indian people, and there's like a lot of Indian restaurants for some reason. And it's kind of like strange, but also like in the middle of the city, so it's kind of like hip. I don't know. I think it's an interesting vibe and it's close to my university, so maybe I would show that. And there's like big kind of barrio culture, like barrio means kind of like neighborhood or something like that. Plaza de España. And surroundings, the bod. Let's see. Maps. I'm going to show them while I tell them. My university. Atocha here. This is my university, Ronda de Valencia. This is my university. And I don't know, I thought it was an interesting place. Lavapiés is there, north. It's like if you follow any of these streets, you get to Lavapiés, the neighborhood, which is like this small. The core of Lavapiés is like, I guess, Metro Lavapiés, and here there's like a couple of there is like a couple of supermarkets, whatever. Yeah, as you can see by the color of the people here. There's a lot of people who sell weed also. I wouldn't get it, but I used to go to German class also in that street before. Let's see, Mesón de Paredes. I think it was Mesón de Paredes 30. I find these things funny, right? This is called like bar, restaurant, university. And this is like the classic joke of like, where are you going? To university. And you are going to the bar. Or something like that. Like that's the funny joke here. I went to class here. Mesón de Paredes, calle aparecer 67, not 30. Clubhouse Kaiser. Was that narrow street one way, or is it just like that? Yeah, I think they are one way, like for cars and all that. Yeah, there is a lot of places for hairstyle as well. This kind of hairstyle stores. This copy store was like so popular in my university. We went here all the time to get copies or whatever. Morales. So next. Oh, let me the street where there is also like, esta es una plaza. What? No, I don't mean this one. I think I mean this one. Let's see, Nelson Mandela. This one. Plaza de Nelson Mandela, here. Here there was like a... There was a Senegalese restaurant that was really interesting here in this corner. This one, Baobab. This used to be a Senegalese restaurant that has closed like 3 times or something, right? It's closed right now. And now there is another Senegalese restaurant here. And it's interesting. And in this in this like square, there is a lot of people smoking weed all the time. Then what I mentioned of Plaza de España. This is new, by the way. They remodeled it, but yeah, this is like a famous hotel in Spain. This is a place where a famous celebrity here in Spain lives. I've gone here a lot of times. I don't know, just in general. Why are their images so old? Oh, April 2024. And there's like a lot of, you could say, businesses or whatever. And if you go here to the left, there are also businesses and shit in this street. There's a small little place, a couple here, called Plaza de los Cubos, with some chains. There's a lot of Chinese stuff here also in Plaza España, in the surroundings. And like if you go here to this smaller street here, this one Legalitos, there are a lot of Chinese places here. And like Asian supermarkets. What I said, my mom comes here to go to some Asian supermarkets sometimes. Lol, we don't really have places like that, at least not far as I know. Probably there are some, but you do smell some weed here and there. People just smoke while walking to wherever they're going. Here, I think in parks people do it. It's like more like little squares like that. Walking around, maybe, I guess, but it's not as like. It's not like a meme, right? Going to smoke weed to the park is like a meme. Right? It's like when you say that the young people, the young están en el parque, sin park. It's like, they are smoking weed or something like that. Gran Via, I do like I would show it, I guess. It's big, and like since we're there, this street gets really busy. This is the bod. Which is like another park area, and there is like an Egyptian temple here. This is the Royal Palace or whatever. And yeah, this area, I've walked around here a couple of times. It's a nice area, and it's like a pretty touristy area, you could say. And it's like a nice walking around place. It's Madrid Rio, I guess, which is like the river of Madrid. Matadero technically is kind of a place where there is like, interesting things. El Retiro is an interesting park as well, with a kind of whatever little lake. Madrid, the thing with Madrid is that it's strange. For example, this is Madrid city. Userat is also Madrid city. Carabanchel is Madrid city as well. Aluche is Madrid city as well. I think Somosaguas is not, but maybe it is. No, it is actually Somosaguas. It's not Madrid, not the municipality of Madrid. Úmera. It's again another place from Pozuelo, which is this place. So all of this belongs to here. But Ciudad de la Imagen, Prado del Rey. A friend of mine works here. But yeah, for example, Latina is Madrid. Aluche is Madrid. It goes, I think, maybe Cuatro Vientos is also Madrid. Yeah, this is also Madrid, technically. So it's like, Villaverde is also Madrid, right? So it's really big in a sense, and it's like spread out in weird ways. And it's like if someone is from Madrid, they can live, they can be from here. But for example, for me, I've literally never been here, right? That's what I meant with my Madrid places, right? I've never moved around here. Atocha, I have moved around sometimes around there. Vicálvaro is Madrid, I think, as well. Vallecas is also Madrid. Like, these are cities that are Madrid, right? Madrid city. But look at how far away they are from... It's like if you live in Alcobendas, for example, this is a different place. That is not Madrid. But if you live here, you live closer than someone who lives in... Yeah, closer to like the interesting places, you could say, that I like, compared to someone that technically lives in Madrid, but who lives here. In Berlin, I only know a few places, only those I actually visited and checked out. Everything else, at most, drove through via tram or S-Bahn. Yeah. Coslada. This is a different municipality. But Vicálvaro is Madrid. And look, it's like if you live here, well, there's no one who lives here, but people do live here. People who live here are as far away from Madrid as these people. I don't know. And for example, Madrid in the west ends... Yeah, it's like... The problem is that I'm from the west, right? I'm from the northwest. I'm from here. So when I go to Madrid, Madrid starts here. Aravaca is no longer Madrid, I think. Or maybe it is. Yeah, Aravaca is actually Madrid. But this is like as far as it gets. And it's like so close relatively to the M30, which is this road that kind of delimits the center, right? But there are places like here, Vallecas, for example. Vallecas is like fucking bordering the M50. The M50 in the west is like 4 or 5 municipalities away, right here. This is not like this M50. I don't know. It's like it's not the same, the M50 here than the M50 here. It's pretty crazy, in my opinion, at least. Is this the 40? This is the M45. This is the M40, and outside of the M40, this is still Madrid. Here, out like the M40 is a road that is like from places that are so far away from Madrid, right? From like the actual city. I guess not, right? Because Aravaca, but Aravaca is within it. I don't know. I also notice while driving with my uncle, I don't really look around while driving. I don't really care how the buildings look or who else is driving in the street. He sometimes says things like, "Ooh, she looked good," and I never know who he meant. I mean, when you are driving, or when he is driving and he is also looking at the places around. I do look around. For example, I could more or less tell you what's around here, I guess, in this road, because I take this road a lot of times. Well, they are like saying it, but yeah, I could say like this is a. I could say how this looks. This one I don't think you can see, but yeah, I know this area, Revival Cafe. I know how this looks. Yeah, this is like a Lexus dealer. There is like a Lexus dealership, and there used to be like a here, yeah, like a Red Bull Infinity logos around here. Now it's Hyundai, but it used to be like an Infinity dealership. Where's the Costco? There's a Costco around here somewhere. Audi Center. Oh, this is like an Audi an Audi dealership. This is the Costco. I didn't know this is a school. Escuela Libre, Micael. Waldorf. Interesting. Private school. He checks out who is in other cars when he overtakes them, for example. There is a Costco, my thoughts, Costco drift troll. Yeah, people in servers used to call me Costco because they knew about Costco, but not about me. In like Discord servers and all this. But yeah, for example, all of these places I know from watching only. I never knew that there was like a school here. This is a casino that I have been to. Here to this casino, I've been a couple of times in like New Year's Eve. Well, New Year's Day, actually. Apartamentos Tour y Hotel. Yeah, what's kind of crazy is that, yeah, look at this. El Pardo. This is like where the kings of Spain used to hunt. So it's like you go here and there is a train station. This is actually a train station and a center of like maintenance of trains and all that. But yeah, then there is like this huge mountain that is empty. Well, mountain. It's not exactly like a mountain, but yeah, it's empty. And it's interesting because every place like this, like every place near close to Madrid, is so expensive to live in. Yeah, and this is technically Madrid, I guess, also. Up to this last point or whatever. But it must be like preserved or some shit. And like no one actually lives here except here. Here, a friend of mine, no, a friend of mine, no, a friend of mine lives here in El Pardo, which, as you can see, is Madrid technically, but it's pretty far away. But it's kind of well connected, you could say, even though it's far away. On the map, but it is you have mountains. I never literally see any. Yeah, when I live, actually, there are more mountains. Like they are actually mountains. This is like a small mount. I could say. I don't know. Is there a word for like? Yeah, you can kind of see the relief, right? This is a little bit mounty. Whoa! What the hell? This is my town. Wait, what the fuck? There are people renting houses in my neighborhood. We with Booking.com. This is for rent on booking.com. What the hell? I didn't know that. This one. No, it has to be one over. This one. No, Masters Montorios. What the fuck? Let's see. This one is for rent. I didn't know. How much? Let's see, a weekend. No, let's see, a weekend where I'm actually free. August. Okay, August is already booked. I don't have free time in any of these, I think. May. I do have this place I have free. Personas, let's see, one. Four nights. $800 for nights. 200 per night. I told you that I helped my uncle yesterday. I think now my legs hurt. The legs. I've been trying to get my posture better, and kind of feel like my back hurts all the time by trying to make the posture better. It's like, that's crazy. Then today I watched a video about posture, and it was like, I don't know, they told you some actual exercises, which maybe I will try to do, but they always require like a wall, and I don't have a wall. It didn't let me take less than 4 nights, so I guess the people just don't bother if you don't. My house is like 1100 per month. That one is like 800 for 4 days, which I guess it's like, if you do four day things a year, you have like 3200 per month, which is like triple triple what mine costs. But that one is also like bigger. That one would cost more to rent than mine, I guess. I don't know. Interesting deal. Maybe one day I'll do. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense because it's like I literally live here for free, right? So if I pay 800 euros to come to Madrid for 4 days, it's not going to be on my literal same street. It's going to probably be on like the center of Madrid or something like that, or a neighborhood of Madrid that I think it's trendy or whatever. Or if it's in the mountains, like literally in the actual mountains, like where I have to see I open the door and I see mountains. That type of shit, I guess. if I'm paying 200 per night. I walked down the stairs to the 55th floor for about 4 times. Damn. Oh. Anyways, I'm going to grab something to eat and to drink and review maybe. Nah, fuck it. I'm going to watch YouTube videos or maybe go outside. I think I'm going to go outside actually. It's good weather right now. So I'm going to go for a walk while I think. And thank you for watching. Goodbye. I will not say in advance when I'm going to stream, but I will paste the notification like that. So and as I mentioned, maybe I will stream earlier. I don't know. Maybe actually tomorrow. I don't know. It depends. For example, if tomorrow I end this work thing and this trial or whatever, I feel like it will last more than tomorrow. I feel like it will be until Wednesday, for example. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. But maybe, for example, maybe tomorrow if I end at 5 and it's like I will do a quick update, quick stream update and something like that, for example. But maybe I won't. It depends, right? So maybe until Thursday I don't feel like I have time to stream or whatever. But maybe on Thursday I do, etc. So until next week, and have a good one. What weather is there in Berlin? Enjoy the good but cold weather, and actually Thursday is pretty good weather, right? 17 degrees, 5 minimum. Enjoy the sun. Touch a little bit of grass this week. Or not. Do whatever the fuck you want. But it's a good week for grass touching. And it's a bit cold at the moment. Yeah. Here as well. But hey, it's sunny and cold, which is pretty nice. Wintersonne. This song. Wintersonne. I like this song. This Hildegard Neff. Wintersonne. Wintersonne. Bueno, I can't sing that well. Wait, why is Bing so bad? Anyways, it was a nice song. I recommend it. Hildegard Neff, Wintersonne. But for the title, I don't think I like it.
Wintersonne über weißem Land, kalte Wintersonne, hast die lange Nacht verbannt.
Cool song. One of the last weeks of the year where you can post this to your Instagram story.